With millions of YouTube channels, lovers of the weird, wacky, and what the choose Talks-A-Lot Entertainment. This is Dick's News US. Hello and welcome to Dick's News United States. That's right. And tonight we're talking about a well-adjusted society. Yes, that which we live in is so lovely, is it not? It's great. Super fantastic. Hail to Jason Fox. He says, let's go. Hell yeah. What is up, my friend? And then, of course, we have Vince Womack. What's up, buddy? Greetings and salutations. And then there's a lot of Vince. And then there's, boom, he says, welcome to Cory Mania. Cory, the Dick's champion. I mean, never been called a champion before, but okay. Hail to John Edgar. What's up, buddy? Yeah. You know, sometimes I really regret my choice in screen names and channel names because, one, it starts with a T. It's all the way down at the bottom of the alphabetically sorted lists that people have, so that doesn't help. And then it's really long. So if you want to, like, type it out all the way, like, people are just more apt to say Sir Talks-A-Lot than they are Talks-A-Lot Entertainment, because there's way too many syllables in Talks-A-Lot Entertainment than there was Sir Talks-A-Lot. Yeah. This is something to consider for the future. But then, you know, it would only put me, like, one sorting slot higher if I put it back to Sir Talks-A-Lot and the S's instead of the T's. So, I mean, would that really help? I don't really need those right now. There's no sound going on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this makes my ears look gigantic, though. I'm just going to put those back on. Yeah. Not used to seeing myself without some kind of ear covering now. It's been over a year, like a year and a half since I started growing my hair. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, welcome to Dick's News US. We can start getting into things here. Once again, if you're a member of Talks-A-Lot Town Square, you ungilded, you can join the streams that I do. And that, of course, was posted by our wonderful mod, Vince Womack. Make sure you hit that because it's not in. It only gets shared in live stream chats. Honestly, I never go back and actually put it back in the videos that I say I'm going to. It's not because I'm lazy or anything. Maybe, but you know, click. Yeah, I thought I was going to start a little late tonight because I was going to have some dinner. Yeah, and that was some chili cheese smothered corn dogs. Because on the inside, I'm a fat kid. And it was delicious and wonderful. And I might have more after I'm done here. Who knows? Who knows? If you would like to support the channel, make sure you go ahead and drop a tip at the Ko-Fi. And that's pretty much all the shilling I will do. John Edgar says, damn, that sounds good. It was delicious because it was, I just cheaped it out, right? So I got a can of the, what is that? Yellowstone chili from Walmart, a bag of steak fries from the local Kroger. And then, you know, I mixed some Monterey Jack, not some Monterey Jack. It was some Colby Jack cheese inside that chili. And then I smothered and I cooked the corn dogs, which are just really good in general, especially if you get the honey crunch ones. They have the honey batter on them. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, I would like to applaud how far we've come as a country in both our maturity and our overall sense of duty towards the safety of our lives. This comes from a lovely little place called University City, just outside of St. Louis. St. Louis. Yep. And a man flashed a gun at a Schnucks employee who said he had too many self-checkout items. Okay, I get that we use self-checkout so we can avoid the unpleasantness of human-to-human contact, but this seems like it's taking it a little too far. You know what I mean? And as we get into the story, we'll see whether or not this was justified, which I really, really doubt. In any way, shape, or form, ladies and gentlemen, you can justify that. Just saying. Especially duty. Yes, he said duty. John Edgar says, yikes, sounds like St. Louis, all right. I wouldn't personally know. I've never been to St. Louis, but this definitely does not put it on my radar for a tourist destination. But anyway, should probably embiggen this, as Culture Casino would like to say. Yes, University City. A man was charged this week after police said he flashed a gun at a Schnucks employee who told him he had too many items in the self-checkout line. Jesse Lee Garrett was trying to check out just before 7 p.m. Tuesday at Schnucks at this place when an employee approached him about the item limit. The lane was for people who had 10 items or fewer, and Garrett was told to go to another lane because he had more than that. The exact amount is not specified. He then lifted his shirt and showed the employee a handgun in his waistband. That sounds like some grade A intelligent human beings. When officers arrived, Garrett initially denied that he had a gun. The police could not find one when they searched him, but they eventually found a loaded gun hidden behind a box of candy on a nearby shelf. Once again, this is one of the most intelligent people I've ever heard of in my life. I am in awe, shock, and awe at their brilliance. They ain't never gonna see it if I stick it behind this here Captain Crunch. Yeah, nobody ever expects the crunch. Man. Vince says, isn't Odin from Odin Movie Blog from St. Louis or near it? I have no idea, simply because I don't pay that much attention. Oopsie poopsie. Oy vey. Garrett then admitted to brandishing the gun, but he said he'd done so playfully. Playfully. Yeah. Oh, I got too many items? I got one more. And there's no way to make that okay. But what do I know? I'm just some backwoods mountain dude. Won't call myself a mountain man because I cut the beard off. I'm a dude now. Anyway, he said he hid the gun because he is convicted felon and not allowed to possess firearms. Then why in the fuck would you decide that's a good idea? Hey, you have 11 items. You have to go over to here. Get that out of my face, bitch. But wait, there's more. Garrett now faces 2 charges, unlawful possession of a firearm and unlawful use of a firearm. Both are felonies. Is that a 3-strike state? 3 strikes, you're out. In the old ball game. Yeah. The charges come after a rule went into effect February 1st that limited self-checkout at Schnucks to 10 items or fewer. The rule drew swift criticism, including a Reddit thread. Wow, where several shoppers complained about long lines that developed because of the rule. Blah, 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 blah. Self-checkouts are more susceptible to theft. This item limit helps us maintain our cost while providing low prices to our customers. So said the douche weasels. I don't know. I don't know if he's a douche weasel or if anyone's a douche weasel, but, maybe it's a thing. Who knows? John Edgar says, I don't think that we're a three-strike state, but St. Louis has a very progressive blue check mark attorney general, so he might get a light sentence. I am personally going to go out on a limb here in a very non-racist way and say he'll get off if he's black. Anyway. Wow. Expanded its shopping. So now it's a fluff piece for the bullshit. The bullshit. Gosh. It seems like a lot of states right now are pretty jealous of Florida man, and they're trying to step their shit up a little bit. Just saying. Just saying. Vince Womack says, oh, he might get off free if he has the right skin color. Well, it's true these days. And they're overcompensating. Like those guys with those giant trucks that scream, I have a small penis. Yeah. Go off about those needle dicks all the time, especially when I'm driving and they're just like, I'm going to get in front of you now. And I'm like, you fucking dick. It's like needle penis. I do that too. I don't flip them off when they cut me off. I stick my hand out the window and I'm all like, no, I have a micro penis. Yeah, they never see me because nobody ever pays attention to me when I'm wagging my fingers out the windows at cars, because they don't fucking understand because they're dumb. Exactly. I have a cousin who sees those guys on the road and yells, sorry about your penis. Yeah. Out here, it's sorry about your penis, bro. Sorry about your penis, bro. Yeah. It's called Dick's News. If you came here and you were like, oh, there's no way he'll talk about penises. Come on. Do you even know me at all? Our next story comes from the most trusted news source, according to a lot of Republicans, Fox News. I'm just saying, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Arizona man just released from prison steals truck hauling Corvettes because he needed a ride home, says the sheriff. Isaiah Walker allegedly stole a truck transporting 10 Chevrolet C8 Corvettes worth about $1.25 million. That's an expensive ride home, sir. And I'm pretty sure you're just going to stay where they put you next, because that's a hell of a price tag. Man, I think larceny, like grand larceny or something like that, kicks in at like $10,000. So this guy is like Grand Theft Auto times 10, 10 charges of 11 charges of Grand Theft Auto because he stole the truck that was transporting them. So 11 counts of Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. He's going to pull a DMX and he's going to get out of prison just in time to die from a meth overdose or whatever the fuck happened there. Anyway, a man who stole a semi-truck hauling over $1 million worth of new Corvettes from an Arizona truck stop told deputies he took the truck because he needed a ride home after being released from prison. Wow. Once again, we are such a well-adjusted society. Bravo. Bravo. Way to use those critical thinking skills. Yes. Wrong. I think you used to get bus fare when you were released from prison. Used to, but now the buses don't run. It's too expensive and it hurts the environment. John Edgar, dang. That guy's mom must be proud. Hell yeah. His mom's like, didn't raise no sissy. Isaiah Walker, 23 of Lawton, Oklahoma, assaulted and robbed a truck driver at Love's Truck Stop in Wilcox near Interstate 10, the Cochise County Sheriff's Office has said. Walker was talking to the victim about his truckload and lulled him into a sense of security before grabbing the victim and throwing him from the cab, according to the sheriff's office, of course. Walker allegedly drove away in the semi, which was transporting all those Corvettes, estimated at $1.25 million. Sorry, Florida serial bank robber hits series of banks in single day after prison for the same crime. All right, we'll take a look at that one in a second. A deputy spotted the stolen truck and attempted to pull the vehicle over, but officials said the driver refused to stop. Go figure. Why wouldn't he? He'd just keep on trucking. The driver sped away recklessly, forcing other vehicles to leave the roadway. The stolen truck eventually stopped, and Walker was taken into custody. And there's our proud winner of the 10 Corvettes, Isaiah Walker, 23, of Lawton, Oklahoma. Come on down. Walker admitted to stealing the vehicle and advised that the Corvettes were not the reason that he needed the truck to get home, as he had just been released from prison. Super smart. Walker was booked into Cochise County Jail on multiple felony charges, including robbery, 11 counts of the theft of means of transportation, or Grand Theft Auto, and felony theft. Yeah. So, Vince Womack said, personal cars hurt the environment, mass transit hurts the environment, carbon hurts the environment, so I'm so exhausted from these smooth-brained morons. Yeah, I know. I know. Just breathe. Breathe deeply in through your nose until you feel you're ready to explode. Like that one guy from Big Trouble in Little China. And then, using all the force of your diaphragm, breathe out as if you're blowing out the candle on a cake. But make sure you include as much saliva as possible. This has been another meditative experience. Anyway, meanwhile, the semi-truck has recovered without any damage and released to the original driver so he could continue his delivery. The deputy and officer showed great restraint and patience with bringing a serious crime to a peaceful resolution, all while keeping the property of others from being damaged. To protect and serve. How did Doofy do that? Sorry. I make fun of everyone, and I'm not actually sorry that I did that. That's still funny as shit. Man. Totally not exhausted from having to walk everywhere. Yeah, I feel that, Vince. I feel that. Soon they're going to be like, nope, you being outside creates too much of an environmental impact. You have to stay inside and quarantine for the environment. Excuse me. Ooh, just saying that gave me indigestion. For couldn't have possibly been the chili cheese corn dogs. Oh, they're so delicious, though. Anyway, so this is what we were looking at. Florida serial bank robber hits series of banks in a single day after prison release for the same crime. He's a serial bank robber that was in prison for serial bank robbery, got released, and then robbed several more banks in a single day. Wow. Timothy Jones, not to be confused with Tommy Lee Jones, robbed 2 banks in Orlando just days after he was released from prison. And there he is. Maybe he was afraid to go back to real life. We'll find out. Florida man strikes again. That's right. Oh, well, that sucks. Join Fox News to access this content. Suck my nutsack. Click. Florida woman arrested after allegedly slapping her mom in the face with grits over a pizza argument. Florida woman arrested after allegedly slapping her mom with grits over pizza. I'll let that sink in. I'll let that sink in. What the hell is with Fox News lately? They think they're fancy shit because they're all mainstream and fancy. So they think they're fancy shit because they fancy. They only fancy because they got all this money that they got. And they want more. Because in the world of business, greed is good. That face looked like she was the victim. Yeah, no, that face is the perpetrator. You're telling me this doesn't look like someone who would slap their mom with grits? Look at that face and tell me that doesn't scream, I slap my mom with grits. All right. She's like, why are they taking my picture? Just saying. Gosh. A Florida woman was arrested after an argument with her mom over pizza escalated into a full-blown assault. According to the arrest affidavit from the Marion County Sheriff's Office, Jackalea Mobley Jackila Jackila Jakila. No. Yeah, that's Jakila. Jakila Mobley. Jakila Mobley. Anyway, she was arrested and charged with battery after allegedly slapping her mom in the face with grits. Mobley told deputies she was sleeping on the street in Ocala on Sunday night, but asked her mother to pick her up so she could have a warm place to sleep. The next morning, Mobley told her mom that she was going to make a pizza, but her mother countered by saying she was making grits and offered to share and make another breakfast item. Her mother then told Mobley she did not need to make a pizza. That's when the argument allegedly escalated. Allegedly. That's the face you make when you can't even spell grits. Yes. Word. And there's pizza. Pizza. That's actually probably not pizza. That's probably like, yeah. Anyway, according to the affidavit, Mobley tried to blame her mother for the fight, claiming she had grabbed the grits and hit herself in the face to make it seem like she was battered. However, deputies reported they saw the grits on the side of Mobley's mother's face and a mark created by a hand in the grits, which matched the mother's statement. Mobley was placed under arrest and transported to Marion County Jail, where she remains on a $2,500 bond. Hmm. Hail to Parrot Head. What is up, my friend? How's it going? Yeah, we're just talking about some lady that slapped her mama in the face with some grits. It's not a big deal. This is a lovely person. The best example of a well-adjusted society that we have. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, she was sleeping on the streets and she was like, "Mom, come get me. I need to be warm tonight." And her mom was like, "Okay." And the next morning or whatever, she's all like, "I'm going to make a pizza." And her mom's like, "I made grits." And she's all like, "I want pizza." And she's like, "I already made the grits. I'll share them with you." And then this bitch is like, "I don't want no damn grits." Scoop all over the side of her mama's face. And you know what? That's disrespectful as shit. John Edgar says, kind of makes you hope jail is serving grits that day. I like that. I like that a lot. I agree, 100%. 100%. Absolutely. Like, damn. Drugs are bad, okay? At least the kind that she does. Yeah. What kind of drugs would you say she uses? I say she does the fentanyl lean every once in a while, maybe a little bit of that crack pipe smoking. Yep, smoking on that crack a pipe. Crack a pipe. You know, all this behavior, you know what it is?
This is a silly. This is a silly and danger.
Yeah, it's a silly and a danger. If it wasn't a silly and a danger, I wouldn't be covering it, yeah, because you shouldn't be slapping your mother in the face with grits, yeah. It's like, why would you do this? This makes no sense, you know. Oh, oh. I mean, honestly, what is this world coming to? When people are just going around flashing guns at store clerks doing their job, slapping their mom in the face with grits, stealing 11 vehicles because they need a ride home. Really? Yeah. Last time I needed a ride home, you know what I did? I used these fancy things I got on my fucking body called legs. I was like, fuck you. That's how people got around for a long time. You don't need 11 vehicles to get from point A to point B. He's a truck driver. You could have been like, hey, bro, can you give me a ride to the next town? Truck drivers are typically pretty nice people. But, you know, when you behave like this schnozzle, you know, what an asshole. Parrothead said, I saw an episode of Cops years ago where a guy assaulted his girlfriend with a cheeseburger. I've been hearing about a lot of food-based assaults lately. I really have been. It's kind of weird. There's even one, like I saw a video and it was ridiculous. I could probably find it, but I'm not going to. I'd seen what could go wrong. You know what I want to show you guys this video. So jeez, man. Jeez. Sorry. Sorry. Lemonade. Lemonade at car wash. Yes. I do believe it is this one. Open the fucking post, you cock boy. Yeah. So, all right. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but this is a prime example of people being assholes. All right. This chick's literally washing this motherfucker's car and he throws lemonade on her. I think her actions there are 100% justified with that spray nozzle. And then she just goes back to her job. That person is a douchebag. And I fucking hope they got kicked in the nuts at least 100 times since that video was shot. And if they're not, they need to be kicked in the nuts 100 more times. Yep. I'm not advocating violence. This is all, of course, in Minecraft. Yep. Let's see. What else was it? News. News of the stupid. That's right. What was it? Oh, yeah. I forgot. Reddit's a cesspool of leftist nonsense. It really is. Did you know that? There's so much stupid shit on Reddit. But it's funny as fuck sometimes. Nope, that's not what I meant to click on. Nope. You know, I feel like we as a society have gone wrong somewhere. I'm not going to speculate as to where we went wrong exactly, not the exact moment, but I feel that it might just be a little too late to change it. Because honestly, this all happened. All of this shit in our world is happening because we stopped putting the freaks in the sideshow at the circus. And we just decided to give them the main stage on TikTok and Instagram and all these other ridiculous places that allow people to just go out and be as strange and stupid as they want so that they can get clicks from people that are watching so that they can enjoy watching these people hurt themselves or do something stupid, which I'm not against, by the way. I do enjoy watching stupid people hurt themselves every once in a while when they're falling down stairs or etc., etc. But I am always sad when the fat person doesn't bounce. It's true. It's true. I'm always sad when the fat person doesn't bounce. Hey, look, there's a chat. It's a lively bunch we have tonight. It's a lovely bunch of coconuts. Diddly-dee, diddly-dee. What's up, bitches? Yeah. Yep. And now I'm really going to fuck with some people, though, because I'm just going to go like this and I'm going to just. And then we streamception it. Yep. Streamception. It's almost in real time on all of them. It's crazy. Not really, but I just like doing that every once in a while because it's fun. Yeah. I keep restarting my I do have a meme that's basically I have to let you go. You're no longer the circus freaks. Yes. Yes, indeed. Speaking of memes, we should go check out the Toxalot Town Square Gilded and see what we got going on over there. Make sure I'm not sharing that because that is not the Toxalot Town Square Gilded. That was private messages, and that is none of your business. Present entire screen to clickety click click. Add to stage. Let's see here. Yep, 2 for 1 eye patches. Then the release the crackhead. That's right. Oh yeah. Suspect your son might be gay? Schedule a private counseling session with a priest from the Catholic Church. It's a trap. Word. Word. And that was from Pope Metallicus the Great. Hail. Whenever someone writes, it's complicated for their relationship status, is what I imagine. Well, I suppose that could be accurate. No judgment. Whatever. Click. there were there weren't really a lot of non-political things going on, and politics in the United States is kind of scary right now. Like, if we're being honest, because dude, there's been actual fucking Nazis. At least I'm pretty sure it's actual fucking Nazis. Like marching down the streets in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not okay with that. I thought my entire generation was raised to believe that the one most noble thing you could do in this world is kill a Nazi in Minecraft, and you wouldn't get in trouble for it. I mean, come on. But no, the Nazis are supposed to be the crazy violent ones, so we just let them exist and spout their nonsense. That's stupid. That's dumb. In Minecraft, you shouldn't let them talk their bullshit. Gosh. John Edgar says, I believe it. I suspect there are still neo-Nazi groups active in the United States. Well, yeah, there was what was it, down in Florida a little while ago. There was guys that looked very similar to the Tennessee guys recently. I should just bring this up. Fuck it. We're talking neo-Nazis in Tennessee for some reason. That's how that's going to work. Nazis in Tennessee. Didn't even spell that right, but where the hell did it go now? Yeah, I suppose I could just put Nashville. Nazis in Nashville. Goodness gracious. Yep, this is in public freak out, but I'll share it with you anyway. So these gentlemen, that's obnoxious. Uh, Sorry, that was just really loud. I forgot to turn my headphones down. But those are all Nazis, and they're marching and they're spewing a bunch of bullshit and ridiculousness. And one of the things that this guy in this video actually says and talks about is the fact that they're all wearing masks. And if they're really proud of what they're doing and they're super supportive of being white supremacists and shit like that, why are they hiding their faces? And it's like, no shit. I think those guys should be demasked. Because I'm sorry, but a neo-Nazi group should fall under a terrorist organization classification, in my personal opinion. And the reason I say that is because that is the goal of the organization, is to strike terror into a larger population than them, because they want you to believe that they are not the minority, but they are. They are. White people aren't all white supremacists, and we're especially not all these crazy ass fucking crazy bastards from like running around dressed all in reds, shouting nonsense about like what the fuck. Uh, let them walk so we know who they are. Yeah, if their faces were shown, it would be great. But kind of like totally not fed group from years past. This is true. This is true. The guys in the that always showed up in the blue and the khaki shorts, and they look like they should be working for like Best Buy or Walmart or something like that in some really hoity-toity neighborhood. And then you're like, yeah, you're feds. Yeah, kind of. But these guys, I'm sure some of them are law enforcement and some of them are politicians and stuff like that. And that's probably why they had their faces covered, because there's not saying that these kinds of people wouldn't make it into an influential standing in politics. I mean, it's happened numerous times in history. Just saying, Patriot Front or something like that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stupid. I'm just calling it how I see it. This is my personal opinion, and I'm not going to shit on you if you disagree with me in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just going to come out and say that, regardless of what side you're on, groups like this are fucking stupid and they're really fucking dangerous. Okay. I don't care if it's a leftist group that's organizing and calling out for, like, days of rage and murder and all this other bullshit that I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube, and et cetera, and the mutilation of all kinds of different things. So I'm not allowed to talk about that kind of stuff on YouTube. But you see, these types of organizations exist on both sides, especially within the United States. Okay. And they always have. John Edgar says, in a similar vein, I'm ashamed to say I grew up in Harrison, Arkansas, where the national headquarters of the Triple K, whole town was corrupt. Yes, that does happen. And of course, there are a lot of organizations on both sides. The ones on the right, whatever, typically get more attention because they use more extreme methods of getting attention. Um, Organizations on the left like to spew out fake bullshit until somebody gets in trouble without any regards to actual consequences to the garbage that they just vomit out on like a continuous 24-hour stream. But that's because the people in like the KKK and these ridiculous fucking neo-fascist fucking weird Nazi bitches, um, like honestly, they're willing to go out and they're willing to like show force, if you will. And that's why they get the most coverage. A lot of the left's tactics are covert. A lot of the extreme right's tactics are overt and very in your face. And that's just how people play it. And Vince brings up a thing. He says, because most of the media is left and hides such news. This is true. However, both sides do that. Most of the media is also willing to like speaking of what Vince is saying right here, most of the media is left and hides such news. Yes, they'll hide their wrongdoings while promoting and showing everybody in the world the stupidity that their opponents are doing or their enemies. Let's use buzzwords. Their enemies are like fucking retards. But anyway, and that's what happens in the United States. I guarantee you, somewhere out there has been like a Black Panther event or something like that resulted in a lot of hateful speech and resulted in a lot of violence and all kinds of shit that no one ever heard about. It's just like the fact that there's probably quite a few incidents from people like these fucking weird ass Nazis marching in Nashville that haven't gotten the kind of publicity that they were hoping for, because what the news sources don't seem to understand is that there's no such thing as bad publicity, because for every one person or 2 to 10 people that you piss off, however many, I don't know anymore, however many people you piss off, there's going to be at least 10% of that equal in people that were convinced to follow that. Okay. And I'm sorry, but even a 1% increase in any type of extremist organization is a bad thing. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care if it's the KKK. I don't care if it's ISIS. I don't care if it's some radical, like, we need to collect all the children and cut their genitalia kinds of people. Like, fuck all of the radical, extreme motherfuckers that are out there. Fuck them all. Okay, we have no room in a functional and modern age society for individuals who are going to go to extremes right off the fucking bat, or even start at extremes and get worse. Just saying. He says the right does it too. They just don't have the same reach or echo chamber. This is true because they don't spout the same bullshit that the left does about the control that they're all going to have, over society and their lives and all this other shit when they just submit. And it's like it's a fucking oxymoron that they're only going to find true freedom once they're in submission to the government. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, does it make any sense to anyone? No, not at all. No. Just saying, bitches be crazy. But then on top of that, we've got all this presidential shit going on now. And since we're talking about the US today, we'll talk about a little bit of politics. And we're not going to get into the normal, like, oh my gosh, did you hear what Biden said? Did you hear what Trump said? Because honestly, I haven't been paying attention. I did have a nice facepalm over Trump trying to hawk $399 sneakers at a sneaker con, when obviously he would not understand his audience at a sneaker convention. Because, like, yeah, that's a whole different breed of people. Okay? Crazy. There was a study a couple years ago that showed that left follow left media and right follows right media. Bit of left and center media. Oh, I see. And right follows right, bit of left and center media. That's typically more that's probably true, but you also have to ask who's deciding where that Overton window is lying right now. Who's left are we talking about? Because, like, at this point, left of me is not hard to do. Like, it's not hard to be right of me either, because I am literally a centrist. Like, I just wish more of these politicians were actually worth a damn. John Edgar says, I wish Trump would quit doing that. I've seen YouTube ads of him selling Trump Terminator bobbleheads. Oh boy. Saw that. The shoes looked god awful. Yeah, they were like gold. And I'm like, bro, you're ripping off decades of style that you like weren't even hip to, homie. Like, and then he like, why would Trump, of all people, go to a sneaker con to try and hawk $399 shoes? Like, I know that judgment hurt, but come on. Ugh. And then, of course, we've got we've got the usual media spin going on where people are like, oh, well, Nikki Haley says that she'll endorse Trump if he gets the nomination. It's like they're fucking Republicans. They're not going to, she's not going to endorse Biden. Are you kidding me? Like, who the fuck else would she endorse? Bernie Sanders? I mean, shit. Gosh, basically campaign to reach more younger voters. He's the wrong guy to try and reach the younger voter base, because I'll tell you right now, a lot of the kids that I know, a lot of the normal kids that I know, are not all that into Trump. They sure as fuck don't like Biden, but they're like, can we have better choices? I love hearing kids say that, by the way. Can we have better choices? Because the answer is always an invariable no. Just no, you don't get better choices. Why would we give you better choices? We give you what we want you to have, of course. I personally think the whole system is fucked. It didn't used to be. I'm pretty sure it didn't used to be. Or maybe it always has been, and I just woke the fuck up to the fact that this whole world is crazy, and the United States does not, in fact, have a well-adjusted society. I mean, I don't know about you guys watching at home, or wherever you happen to be. I've never wanted to slap my mama, especially with grits. I've never decided that I needed 11 vehicles to get home. And, I've always found that it's much better to be nice and polite to the service personnel working in any store, regardless if it's grocery or otherwise, because flashing a gun at them just kind of makes you a douchebag. Pew Research Journals from Vince Womack, Political Polarization and Media Habits. That sounds like something everybody wants to hear about, right? Absolutely. Let's look at the pictures. Striking differences between liberals and conservatives, but they also share common ground. That's not what I wanted to click on, you douchebag son of a bitch. Anyway, what do the colors mean? I don't understand. Consistent liberals name an array. Okay, so it says here that consistent liberals watch CNN, MSNBC, NPR, and New York Times, or that's where they get their sources from, and consistent conservatives say Fox News. Okay, consistent liberals are more likely to befriend someone of a social networking site because of politics, and conservatives are more likely to hear political opinions similar to their own on Facebook. I'm seeing some weighted speech here. Just saying. Conservatives trust more than distrust 28 of the 36 news sources surveyed, and they distrust 24 of the 36 news sources. They trust 24 of the 30. So there is some overlap in what they watch, apparently, and trust. Man, it almost seems like the Pew Research is slightly politically biased, even back in 2014 when these results were published. Fuck you. They also share common ground. And what is this percentage of discussion who are discussion influencers. But both consistent and liberals and conservatives are more likely to drive political discussion. That is, others turn to them, they lead rather than listen, and they talk about politics more overall. Yeah, that sounds about right. It really does. It really does. He says it's from 2014. Time flies. Yes, but I'm definitely going to say that um, whoever ran that study and published the results was politically leaning to the left. They definitely had some blue going on there. However, that was 2014. So you have to ask yourself, what conservative news outlets actually existed in the mainstream back then? It was Fox News. I mean, OAN wasn't a thing. Um, Pretty much all of the actual conservative news people that people listened to were on Fox News. So that would explain why they, because they didn't have a lot of options because MSNBC, and even NPR, let's be honest, you know, CNN, all of these other places have been left leaning for a very, very long time. Even if it's covertly so at times, they are still very left leaning. They are still Democratic Party people. And that's because they're owned by the Democratic Party. Like, let's be honest. If we break this down to who owns what now, the Democratic Party owns pretty much the media until the companies themselves decide that they're taking too heavy of losses and they swap sides. Vince says right at the bottom in the scale, it says the left am portrayed pretty much as centrists. That clearly changed over the last 10 years. Yeah, the Overton window constantly shifts. But the thing this time is like instead of the United States swinging on a predictability or a predictable Overton scale, where you'd be like, oh, well, now we're all over here. Nope, now it's over here. So this is different where the center is, and this is different where the right is now. Stuff like that. It instead of shifting, it's just kind of elongating until everyone is so divided across even the most minute political scale that they're like, ha ha, now we just have to crush them with a single sweeping blow. And they do. Because the divided states of America is not a place you want to live. Just saying. Just saying. Yep. I am going to be on Monday Night Meltdown tonight. I should probably look and see what we're talking about, but I'll do that after I'm done here. I'm just gonna sit here and gaze off into nowhere. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Gosh. You know, when it boils down to it, this election season is going to be crazy no matter what we do in the United States. At all. Makes me kind of dread that Civil War movie coming out soon. Yeah. Well, the one that's not in the movie is going to be a little worse because honestly, there's a lot of people on both sides pushing for that. And that's an end game that we as an American people can't afford. If we're going to be totally honest, we cannot afford to allow anyone to push us into a civil conflict. Um, and if there is a civil conflict, it needs to be between the literal citizens of the United States and the United States government. And I'm not suggesting insurrection or blah, blah, blah. But the real fight isn't with your neighbor. It isn't with the person you disagree with at work. It's about all the people that are it's your disagreements and your problems need to be focused upon the people that are pulling the strings. And that's just plain and simple. because they've been pulling them for way too long. Some of them for literally 60 to 70 years. And we need to stop letting them do that. We, the people, need to actually start instituting change. But alas, I don't have the confidence in the collective of the American people at the moment that they would actually step up and do what's right for the nation and stop the government from being complete assholes. Vince Womack says that one where Texas is teaming up with California. Yeah, that's going to be great. AJ Speaks says, watching, can't comment on my Kindle where I watch. Well, hail to AJ Speaks, and I'm glad you're watching, and I'm glad you're able to comment where you can. Yeah. John Edgar says he figures they did that to piss off the Texans and conservatives in general. That wouldn't surprise anybody, honestly. Oh, and by the way, congratulations on surviving 4 years on YouTube. Thank you, Vince Womack. Yes, what was that? Yeah, 4 days ago was my actual 4 years on YouTube. So thank you all for watching. It's been a great time on YouTube so far. We will continue to do fun shit. Yes, indeed. Yes. AJ Speaks says, hey. And John Edgar says, I second that. Congrats, Cory. Thank you. Thank you. I did piss us off. You pissed us off? How did you piss us off? I have no idea what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. No idea. It did piss us off. That's what he said. I'm misreading that. Yeah, it pissed off the Texans and the conservatives in general. They're talking about Civil War movie, by the way. Yeah, coming back to that. But I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. Vince Womack says joined the 8th of June in 2007. Well, congratulations, sir, on being here a really long fucking time. Apparently, I have no live. Indeed, he has no live. I feel that in my heart. You know, my chest muscle heart thingy, my bobber that goes when I eat too much bacon. Yeah. Yeah. Life. AJ Speaks, I'm a lady. Well, I apologize. I'm still going to read your chats in a male's voice because I don't do a lady's voice very well. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. I love that song. That's a great song. Yes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, and so we're not just sitting here with dead air. I'm going to call it. I'll see you guys on Monday Meltdown in about an hour. In the meantime, stay sexy. Don't get murdered. And as always, have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.